Welcome back to Infinity Beyond, where science meets speculation. Tonight we explore a daring question. What if Earth froze again? What if tomorrow our planet plunged back into a full snowball Earth, a second deep freeze unlike anything modern humans have ever seen? This is not just fantasy. It's a thought experiment grounded in scientific possibility. Let's begin with the basics. Could it actually happen? The answer is yes, though it's incredibly unlikely in the short term. For Earth to enter a snowball state again, we'd need to drastically reduce greenhouse gases, the exact opposite of what's happening today. A massive decrease in CO2, combined with changes in solar radiation or major volcanic events, could trigger global glaciation. It might also happen over long geological timescales due to natural cycles we don't fully understand. But let's imagine it did happen. A perfect storm of volcanic shutdown, continental realignment, and solar dimming occurs. CO2 levels plummet. Ice sheets grow unchecked. Earth cools rapidly. The oceans begin to freeze. Glaciers cover continents. Snow falls in the tropics. A new snowball. Earth begins. Now the real question, what happens to us? In this scenario, survival would become humanity's greatest challenge since the dawn of civilization. Most of the surface would become inhospitable. Farming would collapse. Power grids would fail. Entire ecosystems would vanish. The global population would plummet. But extinction? Not necessarily. Let's explore where we might ensure. First, we look below the surface, into Earth's crust. Much like early microbial life, humans could take shelter underground, where geothermal heat remains stable. Underground cities, warmed by Earth's interior and powered by advanced reactors, might support small populations. Deep mining colonies or research bunkers could evolve into permanent refuges. Then there's the ocean. Beneath the ice, liquid water might persist, just like during the original snowball Earth. Subglacial ocean habitats, domed underwater colonies, or even thermal vent-powered biospheres could support marine life and future aquaculture. If we could harness heat from hydrothermal vents, we might recreate ecosystems similar to ancient chemosynthetic ones. High-tech solutions would also come into play. Massive fusion-powered arcologies, self-sustaining biodomes, and space-based solar arrays could support limited human populations in key locations, perhaps in geothermal hotspots like Iceland, Yellowstone, or East Africa's Rift Valley. These regions might remain semi-temperate due to tectonic activity. Some humans might even flee into orbit. Space stations, moon bases, or Mars colonies, though still in their infancy, could become critical outposts. In a frozen Earth scenario, humanity may become more dependent on its off-world infrastructure than ever before. We might export heat, energy, even food, back to the frozen homeworld. But the real survival wouldn't be technological. It would be social and psychological. Societies would have to reorganize, cooperate, and adapt. Scarcity of food, energy, and light would test governance, morality, and global unity. Cultures would evolve in isolation. Languages might diverge again. Future generations might grow up never knowing the sun. Some speculative thinkers propose terraforming Earth itself. In the far future, if Earth entered a new snowball phase, humanity might try to reheat the planet, deliberately pumping greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, seeding clouds, or using orbital mirrors to direct sunlight. Ironically, some of the same geoengineering technologies proposed today to cool Earth could be reversed to warm it again. This concept, the ability to engineer planetary climate, might define the survival of any advanced civilization. Whether facing extreme warming or extreme cooling, species that endure are those that control their environment, rather than merely reacting to it. But even beyond survival, what would such a future mean for our identity? Would humans remember Earth as it once was, A warm, green, ocean-covered world? Or would mythology form around the sun, the seasons, the ancient tropics? Would art, music, and philosophy evolve differently in a world defined by ice, scarcity, and endurance? In many ways, this thought experiment reflects a deeper truth. Snowball Earth reminds us that our planet is not static. It has swung between extremes before and will again. We are not passengers. We are participants in this great climate engine. And whether the future holds fire or ice, our fate depends on how wisely we respond. So what can we learn from imagining a modern Snowball Earth? First, it humbles us. Nature's power is vast, cyclical, and indifferent. Second, it empowers us. With knowledge, foresight, and cooperation, we can prepare for woe and even prevent catastrophe. And third, it inspires us. Because the story of Snowball Earth is not just one of collapse, it's one of resilience, rebirth, and evolution. As we conclude this epic series here on Infinity Beyond, remember, we are the descendants of life that survived the freeze, and perhaps one day we'll be the ancestors of those who survive it again. Until next time, keep learning, keep dreaming, and keep reaching for the stars. This is Infinity Beyond, signing off from the edge of a frozen world.